This cemetery is so huge, it's got a lot of different sections. This is another lovely little section. Each section's got its own sort of vibe. You know, we've been here quite a number of times. This section here is a relatively new section. Beautiful gardens and everything. And just behind it there's an older section which has got a completely different vibe. We'll go and have a bit of a walk through there. See what we can feel. Lovely rosellas cruising through. And Heather and Beebe are taken off already, so let's follow. I found a little Dutch section. Got my K2 with me as well. If there's any Dutch people about, Dutch spirit about. There we go, got it on now. Welcome to come forward, speaking your own language. I understand a little bit of it. This is German. Herman the German. Very cool. I like that. There's a bit too much sun for the K2 probably, so we'll see what happens. But you can come forward and try and light up the meter for us if you like. Yeah. Just have a bit of wander through here. I'll hold the K2 down, see if anything comes up with it. Show you if it does. There's a couple of Dutchies. Hoe gaat het met je? Met je goed? You'll have to excuse my accent, it's bloody awful. I was born Dutch, but I don't really speak it very well.
Excuse his accent, my grandmother says it's terrible.
Couple more over there. We'll just have a quick look over here and then we'll wander over to the next section. Bit of a wander through. Not so much the Dutch.
There's a lot of little ones.
Yeah, a lot of little ones here, I'd say. A lot of kids. There's a couple of little ones like this. People cannot afford too much. 1990. Yeah. Bethany's just fixing this up a little bit. As you do. Just make it a little bit more reasonable. Relatively new one, I would say. We feel a few unmarked graves here. It's just you know, what we do, we sort of can sense different things. It's a huge cemetery, and in any cemetery you're really going to get some unmarked ones. So this is a newer section. It's got a lovely little vibe to it, really well maintained.
And then you get round the corner.
And oh, we want to go that way. Okay, we'll go this way. So So it's a lovely maintained area. And just on the other side, got an area that has not been maintained at all. It's a much older section. Bethany says it's a Wesley section.
It's the section that Wesley Mission is to provide a place to...
So let's go have a bit of a lookie.
And feel the energy just step over the threshold.
Yes.
It's interesting.
And this is what I mean by you get that energy shift.
Yep.
It's from the old, or from the new to the old.
Well, there is a spirit in here that likes to throw rocks at you.
And this section, we've had rocks thrown at Bethany, so we're going to have a bit of a wander through here, see what we can pick up.
I did tell the spirit he threw like a girl.
Bethany told the spirit that he threw rocks like a gull. And that's what you do. You don't take crap from spirit. They either be nice to you, and you be nice to them. And if they don't want to be nice,
I'll play.
well, then you play their game. You just give them a mouthful of curry as well. You don't put up with garbage from people. Why should you put up with garbage from spirit?
You might not want...
Bethany's chatting away there and telling little stories, but we won't be able to hear it because it's way too windy in here.
Oh, this one,
And
the weather is weird in here. The whole,
yeah,
even
this
the
has
birds
got a
are
bit of
weird.
a wind shift through here.
This one has a really weird... Everything's
Have a bit of a check out of some of these things anyway.
There's some...
Just running the S-box again. Let's see if there's anyone here that wants to come and say hello to us. Would you like to repeat that? Just come here to say hello. Hello. He's got our most haunted demon doll with us, Phoebe. Not really a demon doll. Very spirited. Some of these, you know, they're pretty old. Is there anyone here who wants to say hello? Can you give us a name? Are they buried here? Got one here that's totally caved in. There's a lot of tin on that one over there.
Do you remember me?
If there's anyone here, can you give us a name? Can you tell us if you're buried here? Or are you just a random blowing, just wandering around? Because you get that in cemeteries too. Most cemeteries are quite peaceful. Although this one's got so many different areas. And each area has a different vibe. Beautiful. Who's beautiful? Me? Or Bethany? I think you're talking about me. Thank you. Much appreciated. But I didn't have a shave today, so I'm not going to show myself on camera. 4 star? Did you say 4 star? Yes, I'm 4 star. I'm worth 4 stars. Well, lady, you come back, said old 4-star, you can come back anytime you like. Do you want to tell us your name? Some nice older ones here. I like the older grades. There's so much more history with them. And you'll have to forgive my shaking. I've got this box in one hand and the camera in the other. That's an interesting one. Yeah, it's a bit of a cold shift here. You can feel a little bit of a cold shift vibe. Is there anyone here that wants to say hello?
Hello.
Someone walking a lovely white dog over there.
Hello.
Hello? Can you tell us your name? Is there anything you'd like to tell us? Bad. Who's bad? It's like Michael Jackson. Bad. I'm bad. You know it. What are you singing now? That's a radio. With the S-Box, you occasionally get a little bit of a radio hit. Well, I'm going to turn the S-Box off in a minute, so if there's anything you'd like to say, feel free to do so. Can you quickly tell us your name? I'd like to know who we're talking to. We come with a lot of respect. We really enjoy walking through cemeteries and looking at all the history. And we like to know people's stories. Okay, thank you for talking to us. Cheers. This is the area here where Bethany got a rock thrown at her. Once before.
Several.
It's the energy here is a little bit different, a little bit heavier. As you can see, it's not maintained at all.
You actually feel like
We'll just walk through down this way.
you actually
Yeah, it's kind of like the difference in the energy is you can feel it in your emotions.
yeah.
It's kind of like you can walk through an area and feel very light and very, well, not so much happy, but just sort of very, well, what do you call it, comfortable. And in some areas you just feel like a little bit of anxiety sort of creeps in, a little bit of emotional energy. It's a little bit of like, yeah, you just feel it like within yourself and your emotions when you walk through different areas. And you know, you take note of those, of how you're feeling when you're walking through different areas. And when we say it's like a bit of a heavy feeling through that area we've just been through, you feel it in your emotions, you feel it in your aura. You know, you feel like an energy shift. It's like an energy shift. And we're going to walk down this section here, and again, Just walking across this road here, it sort of, it lightens up a bit. The anxiety sort of feelings sort of just lighten up a little bit.
It's not from
It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I haven't seen one like
John James, Annie Young. Yeah, this cemetery is absolutely huge. You can spend all day walking through many sections. Yeah, it's a little bit of an energy shift here.
Oh.
It's all connected to these graves here. Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you reckon, BB?
Well, she's only just woken up. She fell asleep while we were walking.
Oh, did you fall asleep while we
Yeah.
were walking around, BB?
Yeah.
Are you sleepyhead?
Oh, she hasn't been out with us for a while.
Jesus. Well, just because you haven't been out with us for a while.
We've been taking Genevieve.
Oh, God.
That one. Hasn't that one?
Yeah, it's an interesting one over there.
That's the one I'm drawing to.
It's like, okay, we've lost the front slab. What's happened here? Ah. Well, that must have been the front piece here. For some reason, it's probably fallen down. And they've just thrown it up on top. Oh, George, how you going? I don't really have a good feeling about this one.
No, I don't
It's just, you know, as I was saying before, you just get that feeling in your aura. You just sense it's, I don't know. There's nothing negative, it's just, you know, just different. There's a couple of interesting ones down that end. We'll go and have a look. I guess it must be the weather that's breaking these stones up or something, but you know, at least people have been using it as a trampoline. Although not very bouncy. And I'm sure if I was a spirit in this grave, I would have been throwing them off the grave, that's for sure. Big one. Town missionary who for 21 years devoted his life and energy to the cause of the poor and suffering. Well, good on you, Martin Hosking.
That's why this is.
Thank you very much.
This is the.
I will remember you. It's quite a substantial monument there.
But that makes sense because this is a Wesley section, so it
Yeah,
might
it's
be
a
Wes-
Wesley section, so it's
you might-
probably from the Wesley mission. Thank you for your service. And just as we walk out of the Wesley section, which is full of the down and outs and the poor people and homeless and all that sort of stuff, we're walking now into a brand new section. Lovely garden area. Have a little walk through here. It's completely different, well maintained. You look at that section there, it's not too bad, but pretty hard to maintain that area because of the hill, I suppose. And this area here, it's well maintained. Well maintained. Very much a newer section. Little bridge, we'll go check this out. There won't be any water flow, but when it does rain, this area will fill up, a little bit of pondage. It's quite nice, and it's kind of like all the way through here, all the way through this little garden section. So we've got a necrophonics happening. So if you'd like to say something, you can. Got BB with us. What do you reckon, BB? say something to Baby. Doll? Yeah. Anybody like to say hello to us?
My name's Bethany. Guy with the camera is Rick. Is anyone there? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Can you tell us your name? There's a big bit of wind coming through here. It might be affecting the camera work. It might be affecting the sound. Yeah. Not too sure. I'm finding it a little bit hard to hear the necrophonics because of the wind. Hopefully the camera picks something up. If there's anyone here who would like to say anything, you can use these devices that I'm holding to speak through. Say hello to Baby. There's that lovely little white dog. They're having a bit of a walk through. Lovely garden section. Are you buried here in this garden section? Or are you buried in this old section? Send you a lot of love. A lot of respect. Can't quite hear this necrophonics because it's so windy at the moment, so hopefully we'll pick something up on the camera. Bethany is rugged up. Still quite cool even though it's sunny. Alright, I'll turn the necrophonics off and we'll review it. Want to play back, want to do some editing, so if there's anything you want to say, you can say it now.
Someone just said dog.
And thanks for having us here. Okay, cheers. This is just another area, another lawn area. Lovely little area. I just wanted to stop here and show you this one because I thought this was awesome. I'm not going to go into the details on the grave because it's a relatively recent one, but just to have a face on a rock as a memorial to somebody who's very much loved, it's an awesome thing. Just thought I'd show you this one. This area here is very, very crammed in with graves, all dating back to the 1800s, early 1900s, and that building just across there is called the Gatehouse, and it's actually been turned into a cafe. It was probably a mortuary place at one stage. I'm not too sure about the history on that one. But this area here is just totally crammed in. Alright, well, we're about to leave, so cheers. Thanks for having us, all the spirit here. And thanks for watching. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.